Hello, May 18th of 2022, and it is a rainy day all day today here at the Coots. So I figured, well, we got a break in the rain, so I'm going to do a little bit of a follow-up on this old 3-furrow plow. I did a little investigation on the internet. This is a P&O 3-bottom plow, and what I found out is it stands for Parlin and Orndorff Plow Company, established in 1842. The Parlin character, he was the skilled blacksmith of the day, and so he decided he's going to start making walking plows and other farming equipment, and eventually started making these 1, 2, and 3 furrow plow on wheels with what they call a power lift on it. This mechanism right here, which works pretty good. It's lowered by gravity. Just pull the trigger and it drops to the ground and into the ground, and as you pull along, and then when you want to raise it up, you pull the rope. I just have an old dog leash on there because I couldn't find a rope. There's the dog. But yeah, I just put that on there and it works pretty good. The plow actually plows ground. I had it out there in the little open area there the other day and did pull it through the darn ground, and it does plow. Has a pretty, I think, unique kind of a hook up there. It's kind of like a pintle. You bolt the ring to the tongue of the tractor, and you just back up into that pintle area. It latches up, and then if you catch a rock, it's spring loaded. If you catch a rock or something, it'll pull hard enough on that to release the pintle, and the plow will stay, the tractor will go, you break your rope, and so on and so forth. But anyway, I didn't have to do too terribly much to the plow. Well, of course, there's not very much to it anyway. I did have to pull this here whole mechanism right off, pull it right apart. It was so dry and bent, the shafts were bent, and this little assembly down here where you can see the brazing, that's my crude repair. I had to put a wall on that casting there to hold the roller. I had to find a roller and put that in there so it would trigger the mechanism and operate. But after I'd put that in, grease things up, it worked fine. I had to put 2 of these plowshares back in place, found some bolts for that, put them back on. And the rear end here, I had to disassemble that rear end suspension thing, and it was all seized up, so now it'll swivel as you turn around and as you go maneuvering the plow around with the tractor, it swivels. It does have a seat on here. I was going to take it off, but I found that online they did have seats mounted on these plows. I guess there's supposed to be an operator. I think it's actually supposed to be facing the other way. So you have an operator on there, and he operates those levers up there. How you're going to do that when you're moving beats me. I don't know. But anyway, they did have a seat on this plow. And I find out that the original colors for the plow were yellow wheels and red beam superstructure right up to the hitch. Everything was red. Wheels were yellow. And the control arms and control mechanism was black or brownish or something. But anyway, I think we got her all together, so she's functioning. I'm just going to probably pull her up ahead here and unhook it, leave it there just for kind of a display up on the side of my lane. I think it's a pretty nice piece of equipment. A little bit more history of the Parlin and Orndorff Plow Company. They formed in 1842 and actually sold in 1919, the whole company. They made several of these here horse-drawn and later tractor-drawn pieces of equipment. And they sold it to the International Harvester Company. And even though the beams, we'll just go over here to the beam, I think you can still see on this here plainly stamped P&O, but International Harvester bought them and started producing and maintaining the P&O name or stamps for part numbers, etc., for a few years. And then eventually it became a International Plow. I don't know if it's the Little Genius. That would have been after the 1919. International had a series of plows they called Little Genius. And this, I know it's stamped in this wheel here somewhere, International, on the hubcap. And then on that whole power lift mechanism, it's IHC stamped on all the rotary assembly. So that's the history of it. So I would say that this is definitely not younger than 1920. So it's probably in the 1920 to 1930 range. Being it's still P&O on the beams, and I would imagine way before 1930 they would have had International stamped on the beams and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's a little update on what I've done with the old 3-furrow P&O plow. Catch up to you later.